You know what's funny? Calling for violence against librarians, or at least getting awfully close to calling for violence against librarians for the nominal sin of wanting people to be able to read books. I should probably qualify that statement. Let's get into the fan art section, and then we'll get into that. So the first piece of fan art here today is from Jet, who said, I finally found the canvas I was working on before I migrated to a desktop rig. So here is a very late pup chan, because of course we have to force feminize channel pup. That's what we have to do. That's the correct thing to do. Go to Channel Pup's channel and just force feminize him. The next one we have is also from Jet, and they said I took another picture of Smart Doll Suris. Again, I have to say, dear God, the tits on Doll Suris are massive. That's all I gotta say. Boy, as always, everybody, thank you for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, I do have to get into one more thing before we go any further, and that is, of course, talking about today's sponsor. We are currently sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal delivery service, and it supports my channel a ton. If you were to, say, use my coupon code that's available down in the description or in the pinned comment. But basically, if you have trouble and you don't want to use too many spoons going to the grocery store and trying to figure out how you're going to cook what you're going to cook, or why, or how long it's going to take, or how many calories it's going to be, most of that work's already been done by HelloFresh. So maybe go ahead and check them out and support me as you do so. I would greatly appreciate it. That all said, everybody, let's go ahead and get to the actual topic today, which is, of course, well, we'll scroll in a bit so you can read along with me. But in 2023, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders appointed Christian nationalist activist and a zealously anti-LGBTQ, anti-choice former state senator Jason Rappert to the state library board. Predictably, his tenure on the board has been anything but smooth, with Rappert regularly lashing out at his fellow board members for refusing to support his far-right agenda and complaining that he has been experiencing a hostile work environment because he's a Christian white male. Ah, yes! When I'm not allowed to spread my bigotry everywhere, that means I have a hostile work environment. That's so awful. During a recent episode of his Save the Nation program, Rappert's frustrations boiled over as he called the state legislature to abolish the library board entirely, declaring that his fellow board members probably should be tarred and feathered. Ah, yes, that's the correct thing to say. I believe just a medieval torture method that usually leads to the death of someone. That's what you need to have happen to you, because you and me, we do not agree on things. Libraries are for learning, ostensibly. He then says, the Bible says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, because the Bible's the only book I've ever fucking read. For you see, when I look at any kind of actual words on a piece of paper, I ask myself, was this piece of paper talking about PLA plus filament? Was this endorsed by the Lord my God? If not, fuck it. Why would I even care about it? What about this wonderful bit of fresh disinfecting wipes? If I look at the directions for use, what? These aren't in red letters! These aren't the words of my Lord Jesus Christ! Why would I care about those? I'm supposed to be for a library, and there's only one book we need in the library. The holy fucking Bible. I'm having a Minecraft sensory fun time at a crystal biome, and it sounds so nice. Jesus Christ. When you have the leaders that are not allowing the nation to be blessed by God, whatever the fuck that means, they're not doing godly things. Whatever the fuck that means, you need to replace them, get rid of them, get them out of office, put people back in there that will. Whatever that means. You've got schools where they're fighting over allowing homosexual LGBT material to be utilized to groom children. Whatever the fuck that means.
There needs to be people that will take up and sue anybody that is allowing that sort of thing to go on in our schools and districts and in our libraries.
Ah, yes. The homosexual indoctrination of having books that talk about gay people. Axo says the fucking Bible. What did Stoff make a Bible? I don't know. But apparently my theatrics are not appreciated by somebody. Rally girl, come here. Come here. Do you not appreciate my theatrics? Do you not appreciate my theatrics? Is that where you're at? Oh, what a baby. You stink. You stink. You need a bath. Oh, I say the B word and you leave? I see how it is. I see how it is. Do you need to go outside? Use your words. Do you need to go outside, Growlithe? Growly girl? You need to go outside? But, oh, hi, Chip. Hi. Hi, buddy. Hello, friend. How are you? What a buddy boy. What a buddy boy. Do you need to go outside with Growlithe? Is that what needs to happen? Okay. I will be back in just a sec. Well, I let Growlithe out, and she came with me, so there we are. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue.
I serve on the Arkansas Library Board, Rappert continued. I cannot get those other board members to take a stand and stop some of the smut that is in those libraries. It's ridiculous. I've made motions trying to do it. I'm at a point now where it's going to take so long to get new board members that if I were the legislature, I would just run a bill abolishing the Arkansas State Library Board and let it be reconstituted. Put new people in there, or maybe they just need to call on people to resign if you're not going to do your job.
So, by do your job, he of course means do exactly what he says. He doesn't mean do actual work or do the actual job of a librarian. What he wants to happen is he wants somebody who's willing to listen to what he says and then follow those orders there. He wants something closer to a dictatorship and less like a democracy. So do we just replace the one dude causing the problem? Yeah, maybe we just fire him. Maybe he just goes away. Maybe we just tar and feather him, you know, because that's what he wants to happen to everybody else, which is a really weird thing to say in 2024, right?
When you don't protect children in America,
You protect them by giving them access to education, you dumb fuck.
you have no business serving a public official's role, Riper griped. You have no business serving on a board. You have no business in a state legislature. You have no business being an elected official at any level if you're not going to protect the children. When you get to a point that you're so confused and so completely jaded that you cannot make a decision to keep smut or pornographic stuff away from children, you've lost your ever-loving mind and you need to be replaced. You need to be taken out. Some people say, oh, he's talking about violence. No, I'm not talking about violence. You need to be run out on a rail. You probably should be tarred and feathered. I'm not talking about violence. Meanwhile, this violent thing should happen to you.
My guy, what is tar and feathering somebody except violence? How do you non-violently tar and feather somebody? How do you manage that? Because that's an impressive feat. I just want to know how you do that. Sarah Degrada says taken out means deleted from existence. Yeah, what a weird thing to say from such a weird guy. So Jassa says the tar isn't molten, then the tar is not gonna stick to the person. Jesus Christ. Let me see, is there...
Replace them, get rid of them, get them out of office, put people back in there that will. You've got schools where they're fighting over allowing homosexual LGBTQ material to be utilized to groom children. I'm going to tell you something. It was said at our recent conference. If you're grooming, there's a lawsuit looming.
Okay, but then how many people have actually been sued then? How many people have actually been sued then? I just have to know. If you're going to say,
if you're grooming, there's a lawsuit looming.
I just want to know, how many people have actually had a lawsuit levied at them, and has that lawsuit stuck? Because if it hasn't, then why do I care? Why should any of us care? The thing with people like this is they like to screech from the rooftops about how people are doing terrible things to kids, but when they actually try to do the whole investigating people thing, they never fucking find anything that matters at all. There's nothing that's ever there. These people love projecting that everybody around them is some kind of child rapist, and then, lo and behold, nothing happens. So we have to ask ourselves, if you're so concerned about the child rapist in the room, and nobody except you has been found out, what does that leave us with, my guy? So, gee, maybe if you're going to be the Central Park 5 even after they were... if you're going to... Trump wanted to execute the Central Park 5 even after they were exonerated... Doesn't fucking surprise me. These people are insane. My days of giving any modicum of respect to the elected officials that make up the Republican Party are long since dead. Naki Bree says, what's the only thing worse than a rapist? A child. Yeah, it's true. It's true. These people exhaust me, man. I can't go through their bullshit without actually not getting a fucking aneurysm. Robbie says he must work at IVAX because that was so much damn projection. This is the same guy who said that he wants right-wing Christians to take authority over every level of the United States government, right? This guy right here.
We are resurrecting the recipe that our founding fathers used.
Yes.
And so when people quote the Bible and say, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, Psalm 33:12.
Yep.
How in the world do you expect to ever have that if you are not electing somebody that would adhere to that worldview? You can't have a nation whose God is the Lord when you're electing people that are holding up Sodom and Gomorrah as a goal to be achieved rather than a sin to be shunned.
So you can't have a nation that is blessed by God if the gays are fucking. Sarah Chikorita says he's a Seven Mountains madman. Is he? That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. For people who don't know, the Seven Mountains Mandate is an actual cult that's entire job is to get Christian nationalists involved in every sector of the United States government in order to take it over.
What we need is a revival of spirit that will change individual hearts. And then once that happens, then we need to have men and women that say, we need to take authority so that in our school boards, our city councils, our state legislatures, and in Congress, that we've got people that love God and want to do what is right in the sight of God and man. And my friend, I'll tell you, there's over 330 million people in this nation, the last census. I think we could find 535 more people to serve in the Senate and the House.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were saying something? I was busy playing Pokemon Yellow. That was far more entertaining than any shit you were doing here. I can't bring myself to care about you sitting there talking about how everybody who's not your particular flavor of Christian should be kicked out of every bit of government, as if other people with other religions or lack of religions aren't actually a fucking thing. Depraved Ambient says, religious conservatives misunderstanding the Bible? Never! The Asian Heathen says, isn't that what Project 2025's goal is? What a coincidence. Wow. Not really. So Project 2025 wants to remove experts in government, not the people in elected positions, but the people in career positions, and remove them with Trump loyalists, replace them with Trump loyalists. It's a little bit different than the let's replace all of the elected officials with people who are Jesus loyalists, I guess. Ninja says, guy who likes to bend over, no, but pedo is yes. And this shit is exhausting. I see people like this, and I just have to ask myself one very important question. Why the fuck can't they stop talking? Why can't we live in a nation where Christians and Muslims and Jews and atheists and everybody in between, every pagan, polytheist, and apatheist, all recognize that we live on the same fucking soil together. And maybe, just maybe, if we work together, it's easier to get shit done instead of us fighting over what's gonna happen when we die when none of us fucking know. Shabin says he was caught entering an airport with loaded guns. Apparently doesn't surprise me. Asian Heathen says, but aren't all Trump loyalists Jesus loyalists also? No. Not everybody who's frothing at the mouth to get Trump's cum on their face is actually a Christian. Surprisingly. These people are so exhausting. Just...
100 in the Senate. So are you telling me that the evangelical community can't muster 535 men and women qualified to run for office that would stand up for God and country? Oh yeah, we can. There's only 7,383 state. You got more students at Liberty than serving our state capitals.
Yeah.
What if one crop of the Liberty classes all went home and ran for office? You'd make a difference. You'd change the community, and you just might save the nation.
You just might save the nation from what? What God's gonna do to it? Saved by God. Huh. Said some are Jews, believe it or not. Yep. These people, unironically, like actual Saturday morning cartoon villains, want to take over the United States government. Period. That's their goal. And it's not hyperbole to say that that's their goal, because that's what they state their goal as. They literally say that's what they want to do. That's what they want to accomplish. It's so frustrating. It is so nightmarishly frustrating listening to these clowns constantly. Constantly. But that's all I can stomach from that. If you want to support my channel and what I do, I have a Patreon linked down below. There's also a PayPal pool you can use to support my current financial issues. And also, just in general, if you subscribe, if you are affiliated with my channel in any way by watching it on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that, all of that helps me immensely. So thank you very, very much. That said, I'm going to go be exhausted. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below and insert end of video tagline here. Hey, just wanted to give a quick thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who help keep me afloat and help keep this channel going. YouTube and Twitch are wonderful platforms, but at the end of the day, stability is not one of their strong suits. If you want to support my channel, then obviously Patreon is one of the best ways of doing that. Link is in the description. But I do want to personally thank everybody who has contributed to the channel. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Autumn and Angel, Nixie Chan, Mark Anthony, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Arcton Arclacier, Curatorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. And everyone else who supports my channel and lets me do what I do full-time. This is a dream job of mine that I never believed that I would be able to take full-time, and with your help, I've been able to do it. So thank you so, so very much for that. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you all are having a wonderful time. I will see you all in the next one, hopefully.